In today's video, we will cover the most disputed regions in the world which have been making headlines recently. The border dispute between India and Nepal over the Kalapani territory, which includes Limpiadura and Lipulekh, has resurfaced in May 2024 after the Nepal government announced that the new 100 rupee note would feature a map incorporating these disputed areas. Nepal claims these territories were illegitimately occupied by India after the 1962 border war with China, while India asserts they are part of Uttarakhand's Pithoragarh district. The origins of the Kalapani dispute lie in differing interpretations of the 1816 Sugauli Treaty between Nepal and British India, which designated the Kali River as the western boundary between the India and Nepal. Nepal claims the river originates at Limpiadura, making the disputed area its sovereign territory, while India holds that it begins near Lipulekh Pass, placing the region within Indian borders. India has controlled this strategic tri-junction area between the two countries and China since the 1962 war, but Nepal conducted elections and collected land revenue there until 1961. Negotiations to resolve the issue began in the 1990s but have not yielded results, with both sides citing historical treaties, maps and records to support their claims. Tensions escalated in May 2020 when India inaugurated a road link via Lipulekh Pass, triggering protests in Nepal. Nepal responded by amending its constitution and releasing a new political map including Lipulekh, Limpiadura and Kalapani. The dispute is trending again in May 2024 after Nepal's decision to print the new 100 rupee note with the updated map. India has strongly objected, with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar stating that Nepal's unilateral actions will not alter the reality on the ground and that the matter should be resolved through established bilateral mechanisms. The Essequibo region is a vast territory covering nearly two-thirds of Guyana, and it has been the subject of a long-standing dispute between Guyana and Venezuela. The dispute has escalated in the past years, particularly after the discovery of significant oil reserves off the coast of the Essequibo region in 2015. In December 2023, Venezuelan president held a referendum in which voters approved to create a new state within the disputed Essequibo territory of Guyana and extend citizenship to its residents. Guyana strongly condemned this move, viewing it as a violation of its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Tensions further intensified in April 2024 when Venezuelan president made a law to implement the results of the referendum, triggering more condemnation from Guyana. The Guyanese government has sought international support, appealing to the United Nations and regional organizations to intervene in the matter. Guyana has also asked the United States to help boost its military capabilities. In response, the US has agreed to assist Guyana in creating a more organized and better equipped military to counter any potential aggression from Venezuela. Despite this, Venezuela has continued to expand its military presence near the Guyanese border. Therefore, the Essequibo region, with its rich natural resources and strategic importance, remains a flashpoint in the complex relationship between Guyana and Venezuela. Darfur, a vast region in Western Sudan, has been in the news over the past year due to a resurgence of devastating conflict and a worsening humanitarian crisis. Geographically, Darfur covers an area of around 490,000 square kilometers, roughly the size of Spain. It shares borders with the Central African Republic, Chad and Libya. This vast region is characterized by a mountain range surrounded by arid plains and desert in the north and more fertile agricultural areas in the south. Its vast size, challenging terrain and climatic variations have played a role in both the region's history and recent conflicts. In April 2023, fighting erupted between the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) and the Sudanese Armed Forces. The RSF and its allied Arab militias have been accused of targeting non-Arab African ethnic groups in Darfur, particularly the Masalit people, in what amounts to ethnic cleansing and possible genocide. Thousands of civilians have been killed in these massacres. Women and girls have been subjected to sexual violence, torture, and slave-like conditions. Over 800,000 people have fled their homes, with many crossing the border into Chad. The scale of the humanitarian crisis is immense. The UN has described it as a convergence of a worsening humanitarian calamity and a catastrophic human rights crisis. Nearly 6 million people have been displaced within Sudan and over 1 million have become refugees. The International Criminal Court, ICC, has opened investigations into alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity being committed in Darfur by groups like the RSF. However, holding perpetrators accountable remains a challenge.